This is the Anything Goes with Jackson Neill podcast. Welcome back to the Anything Goes with Jackson Neill podcast, here for episode number 115. Today's guest is the band Pinky Pinky, who just released their first full length called Turkey Dinner. Talking with them about that. Before we jump into that, just want to remind everyone to rate and subscribe to this podcast on all of your favorite platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Wherever you like to listen to podcasts, you can find this one. So make sure to subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. So during the band's recent show at Union Transfer here in Philadelphia, I caught up with Pinky Pinky. We talked about Turkey Dinner, which has a really kind of cool tie-in, and there's a lot of cool themes that go along with it. It was released this past June, and it's just a really, really fun project to listen to. And the band has some kind of cool thematic tie-ins with the whole concept of the album and the idea of a turkey dinner and just how it all turned out. So we talked about the project, we talked about, just the origins of the band, how they're doing right now, how their current tour is going on, and all of that great stuff. So let's jump right into it. So you guys had made 2 EPs before this. I guess what was the difference between making an EP and making a full-length album?
With the EPs, it was kind of the first one started out with just like songs that we had written as young teenagers, and this album came out pre-teenhood.
Pre-post-teenhood.
Pre-post.
Yeah, and it's fun because you get to hear the growth in each release. Like in the first one, we're like 15, 16 in one room with a microphone in the middle, and then cut to the album. Very hard to make, but we had a lot of fun. We worked hard.
So this new album, Turkey Dinner, I guess first thing first, that name. Where did that name come from?
Well, we like to say it's a little taste of everything.
Really? And it's Ava and I. It's our favorite meal. Is a fresh turkey dinner.
Turkey dinner, I think, is something like kind of like family, like getting to know each other. Is that something you guys wanted to go with?
I didn't record anything because I just started playing with them 2 months ago, but it's been so much fun, and I play guitar. But I haven't recorded with them, but I love the recordings, and I've been learning the songs and like growing closer to them. So I love the album, even though I wasn't part of the creation process with it.
But she's adding her own flavor, her own seasoning,
My flavor to
her own dressing.
Her own stuff.
Yeah.
So what is that like, I guess, to perform if you hadn't recorded on it? Like they said, adding your own seasoning.
Well, yeah. Well, it's what's nice is
Same.
What's nice is that they've kind of like they have encouraged me to kind of be free with the songs in a way where I can like improvise on some of the solos, but I like to take inspiration from like what the recordings have already, but they've really like been encouraging with that, like just being able to add my own.
Whatever the hell you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, in short, yeah, pretty much. So that's been really nice to kind of bring my own interpretation to the songs.
So something that you guys mentioned a little earlier that I kind of want to touch on is that you guys wrote some of these songs, like you said, like 4 years ago, and some of them the day before you finished recording. I guess, how did you pick which songs to go on that record, and why such a big difference in time?
I think because some of them just took a lot of preparing.
When you prepare a turkey.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the right one. Some of them we needed to let it roast a little longer. We had to let it boil, sizzle.
People are going to be so hungry listening to this interview.
I'm already hungry.
So what tracks, I guess, were from the longest to go?
If it didn't hurt, that was really really old.
We started that like when we were like 15, 16, and then I wrote and rewrote the melody and the lyrics I think 4 or 5 times because I kept wanting it to be about this, no, this, and then finally while we were recording we were like, oh, we should try to record this song, and I completely rewrote the lyrics in like 2 days and we recorded it, and I really wanted it on the record. But you know what? Now that it's on the record, I'm kind of like, you know, we could have developed it a little further.
'Cause we had 2 other songs that didn't make it to the record, but there are 2 bonus tracks on the CD if you want to hear them.
And that was a mistake.
That was a mistake. They weren't supposed to be on there, and they accidentally got put on the CD. But you know, it's a nice little surprise.
Let's
But-
sell more CDs.
Yeah, you know, I guess.
Anyone's trying to get more physical.
We didn't know till Anastasia's dad told us, hey, there's a 13? What did he say? 13
Yeah, he's like,
tracks?
what? So what's track 13 and 14 called? And I was like, what? And I listened to the CD and I was like, oh shit. And this was before it was out. And so I like called the label and I was like, what's going on? And they were like, oh.
It was the I think it was the CD people. It wasn't the label. But
So, so what tracks did you guys like make? I guess close to the album recording.
Oh. Mr. Sunday and Loose Change.
Mr. Sunday, Loose Change, Dizzy, which is one of the bonus tracks.
But we wrote Dizzy, the bonus track. We're gonna try to re-record that song, maybe for our next record. But Ava and I wrote Dizzy like in her bedroom, like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, that was Floorboards.
Oh.
Floorboards. That was the first time we ever hung out. We wrote that song
Oh.
together, and then
Oh.
we thought it'd be a cool little like intro into a lady dancer. You know, like mesh it in together.
Yeah, it works.
Thanks, Emily.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah.
So going into this project, what was your inspiration? What was the kind of creative direction I guess you wanted to take?
I think that was the problem. We had no idea.
Sometimes that's kind of freeing to not really have an idea. You can just kind of go whatever you want.
Well, yeah, because you know, when you're a teenager, you're really trying to find your thing and your phase. So we went through all these phases and like, okay, no, we want to make this, we want to do this, and then at some point we're like, oh wait, we can do it all. Because at first we're like, let's do blues. Let's be blues band.
Let's be psychedelic.
Let's be psychedelic. And then finally we're just like, let's do whatever we want, and we're happy.
And somehow we got categorized in garage rock.
Or girl band. That's because I guess that's a genre.
Oh yeah, the genre girl band.
Because there's a genre. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a genre. Yeah.
It's totally a genre.
Yeah. Totally.
So you mentioned that you went through all those like phases, like what a teenager doesn't. I guess what is going through all those phases? I guess what did that teach you and help you like kind of add different sounds to your music? Like what did you take from each kind of phase? I guess.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, going through so many phases kind of gives you a taste for everything, and then, you know, you can just pick out, you know, sift through and pick out your favorite things from each, and just, I don't know, something cool can come out of it. I don't really know what I'm saying.
I think you know what
I
you're
think that
saying.
makes sense.
Did it make sense? I mean, yeah. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, just taking a little bit from inspiration from everything you've loved. Sounds dramatic now.
So going through this record, I listened to it a couple of times. Really enjoyed it. I read that there's some kind of like some of the tracks kind of take off some kind of cool stories, especially like the opening track and a couple other songs on there. Like, what were some stories that you guys wanted to tell on this record?
Yeah. We're good at that. Well, I guess you mentioned the opening track. That was a song that Ava and I kind of started writing as a joke. And we were in we got stuck in San Francisco because we missed our flight.
Don't you skip? What is it called? Skip lag? Skip lag?
Skipped layover?
No, like, you know that website when you can book flights for really cheap because they're like connecting flights and then you get off and don't go on the next flight? Oh, well, we did that, skip lagged.
Okay.
To, get a cheap flight, and then it ended up, they're like, oh, so we're supposed to go back to LA, and they're like, okay, so we got you another flight back to Las Vegas, and we're like, oh. So we ran out of there, we got stuck.
We were like, should we go to Vegas? we decided not to. Because we were 17. Yeah.
Ton you can do in Vegas when you're 17.
Yeah. But we got stuck and we went to a show that night. And after the show we met this boy named Sean, and he was really nice to us. And so we started kind of coming up with a jingle, like, my friend Sean, he sits on the lawn. I don't know, just like stupid shit like that. And then Ava wrote a guitar riff over that, and all of a sudden, for some reason, we decided to develop the song, and it became the opening track to our album. Yeah.
It sounds almost like you guys like just kind of come up with these like random like melodies in your head, and you're like, well, you know what? That'll make a good track.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So I had read in a previous interview you guys had talked about, being from LA and like trying to be original coming from that city, and it's kind of difficult because how many other bands are there in that city? So I guess what is one way you tried to kind of break away and like not really sound like everyone coming from the same city you guys come from, and try to be a little different rather than just get caught up in the same sound everyone else is?
Well, I think
that's exactly it. You just by not trying incredibly hard to, I don't know, I feel like...
Did you try to like listen to like different people from different cities, or like not go to shows in LA or something like that?
I mean, I think it kind of, we weren't trying to not sound like everyone else. I think we just kind of fell under a different category, which meant it was really hard for us to get shows and play with other people because we didn't have like a similar sound. Mm-hmm. And so
but it also made that really easy at times too, because then we could kind of fit into any bill.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they're kind of rock. Oh, they're kind of laid back too, or so we could play with a variety of bands, which was great.
Yeah.
But then sometimes we'd play shows and it would just be like, this doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm listening to you guys talk, and almost sounds like you guys are still like this finding your sound, something you guys are still kind of working on. You're kind of picking some things apart, but like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're only in our early 20s. There's so much to explore. There's so much to hear.
I think, the easiest way to find your sound, I guess, is by not searching too hard, because I wouldn't be able to describe our sound in one word, but it's more like, if you know, you know.
Great way to describe it. Do you guys have any idea of like the next things that you might be looking towards for maybe inspiration or for that next idea?
Emily. Oh, well, I'm part of the band now, I think.
I believe you are.
Which I'm very honored to be a part of it. It's really nice to play with Ava and Anastasia. They're wonderful girls, and they're also excellent writers and musicians. So it's been a great thing to be a part of. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future with them, and I really have faith in the direction that they're going, and I'm happy to be along with them for the ride. So I think it's just been such a crazy experience, just like playing. We played our first show together like earlier this week, I think, or maybe last week.
Days ago.
So it was kind of like, oh my gosh, we've never played together, and this is like our first time playing. But over the past week or so, it's been just so much fun, and like I'm really excited for what lies ahead. Definitely.
The future is Emily.
Yes.
Oh man.
Do you think you could like kind of bring in some maybe like different ideas or something now that you're in the band?
Possibly. Yeah, I'd love to. We haven't ever like been creative together, but yeah, if that comes up, that would be really fun. I'd love to try to bring in things that might be complementary to whatever you guys have planned. But yeah, I mean, what's good, I think we all have like pretty complementary taste, and like stuff. So it's nice. We get along pretty well. So it's good.
I mean,
Sometimes.
we literally just met
Yeah.
like a month and a half ago.
2 months now, maybe?
2 months?
I guess
so. And started playing live last week. And it's the best we've ever sounded, really.
True, the best we've ever sounded.
Oh,
It's so
man.
much fun. We're so happy.
Oh yeah.
It's been great.
That's so nice.
Why? I mean, this might be a little personal, I guess, but why do you guys choose her? What about her, I guess, did you decide to have her join the band? Sorry for being a little.
It's okay. It's okay.
She's got that southern charm.
Oh.
She's from Louisiana.
That's right.
She can shred. She's the sweetest person I've ever met. That's all compliment, Emily.
It's kind of crazy. No, it's kind of crazy because, sorry, Emily, you're like, she has her,
It's okay.
she has her
Little
face in her
awkward.
hand.
Just
Emily's the sweetest human being I've ever met in my life. It's kind of crazy.
we have a lot of fun because we're all very low maintenance and easygoing, which is the best thing possible for touring too, and friends in general.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is a high maintenance.
Absolutely.
So I guess just overall moving forward, just like how are you guys feeling? You have the little bit of rest of this tour, and then you're going to Europe. You guys said you're now in the band.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling?
Great.
We're super excited.
Yeah.
I've never been this excited to tour
Oh,
ever.
Yeah, and me either. It's been like so easy and so happy and exciting and
Yeah, we have a lot of jokes already about so many things, like just joking
We're
all
all
the
about the
time.
jokes.
Yep, it's yeah, it's. I've been in a lot of bands like over the years, and this one is definitely special. So I'm just I feel really excited and grateful, and yeah, it's so much fun. It's just like, wow, I can't believe like something could be this much fun, like where we're just like,
I'm sorry.
oh, you took the tag off my suitcase.
I accidentally ripped her tag off of her bag.
That's
That's
really
okay.
rude.
I can replace it.
And then she quits.
I'm just like, that's it. I loved that tag. Yeah, so it's really great to play music with people that you have so much fun with, that are just like kind and creative and great to be around.
Well, that's all my questions. Thank you so much for doing this.
Awesome.
Thank
Again, a big thank you to Pinky for coming onto the podcast. Remember, go down into the show notes. There, you'll find links to check out not only Turkey Dinner, but also to follow the band so you can stay up to date on whenever they release new music, have other tour dates, or anything like that. And with that, that'll wrap it up for this episode of the Anything Goes with Jackson Neill podcast. Thank you so much for checking it out. Remember, new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on whatever podcast platform you'd like to listen to the most, so make sure to rate and subscribe. Helps grow the show too. Also, for more episodes, some archived episodes, you can go to jacksonneillpodcast.com. On that website is also where my sports and music podcast archive episodes are. All that stuff is down into the show notes. Check out that link. The sports podcast comes out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The music discussion one on Sundays. Now, if you're a really big fan of the show, some of you are, I know it, become a subscriber on Patreon. There you get cool access to bonus content from my interviews here on Anything Goes, most of my interviews here on Anything Goes, as well as bonus segments from my sports and music podcast. It's only a couple dollars a month or even $1 a month, so make sure to check that out. Because, you know, I'm a full-time college student and I do these podcasts myself. I write, record, produce, everything all by myself. So any little bit of support helps me do these and spend just a little bit more time doing some of these cool interviews. If you want to stay up to date on everything I'm doing, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JacksonNeill20. Today's music is by Analog by Nature with their song CDK Sunday. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you all next time.